the starting lineup. Saw her pinch hit. Jordy Bowl is in the circle for the Sooners. 8-0 on the season in 47 2/3 of an innings. She has struck out 78, walked just 12. The first pitch of game number 2 is headed home from Ball, and it's a swing and a miss for a strike one to Cora Bassett, the second baseman. Here's how the Sooners go defensively to start game number 2. Elam behind home plate. Johns at third. Lyons at short. Jennings at second. Taylon Snow at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Ball. Bounce back past the circle. A charging Jennings. Gloves throws. I don't think she got her. Safe. Bassett beats it out on a slow bouncer that just got past the circle. And it's a leadoff single. Here's Grayson Radcliffe. By the way, the outfield for the Sooners, Boone in right, Coleman in center, and Alyssa Brito in left.
Man, that was a tough play. Tiara Jennings sprinting up by second base, about 10 feet in front of the bag, and just throws a beautiful side throw. The umpire himself looks kind of conflicted on that out call.
He didn't make the call right away. First pitch to Radcliffe. Grayson Radcliffe is fouled away.
Safe call, not out call. He
didn't
looked
make
like he wanted to go out with his hand and then decided safe last minute. Kind of shaky. But knowing Jordy Ball, she'll bounce back pretty quick. Get the Sooners out of this top of the first.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Radcliffe. Headed home. Bounce to back up the circle again. Jennings will shovel to second to get one. That's the only out. As Radcliffe will beat out a non-throw to first and a fielder's choice for Radcliffe. And there's one away. Weather-wise, weather as always, brought to you by the Trails Golf Club of Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more. It feels like 31 degrees outside. It's a bundled-up crowd. Don't blame them. Wind still out of the north, gusting up to 25 miles an hour, though seems like they've slowed down a bit as Brittany Ford digs in. First pitch to the DP is fouled off for strike one.
I've only seen 3 batters, but they seem pretty top-hand heavy, pretty choppy on their swings. Curious to see how that works out with Jordy and her down in the zone type pitching. I bet you we'll see a lot more of those chops. This field is really bouncy. It's notorious for being really hard, so curious to see how that plays out.
Here's the 0-1. Line shot, base hit, left field. First and second for Indiana here in the first inning with one out. And with 2 aboard, here's Grace Lorson.
Might have jinxed that one a little bit. Sorry, Jordy.
I've said this a lot, and not many people agree with me. I don't think we have any impact on the game.
That's so wrong, Chris. So you're telling me you never had a superstition whenever it came to the team?
Oh, I don't say anything anymore. I'm not even kidding. Lorson, the sophomore catcher, takes the first pitch low for a ball. And I'm not even kidding. I brought up one time to Coach Gasso that I had mentioned that there was a no-hitter going on while it was going on.
Chris.
No. Listen,
was this recent?
No. This was a while back.
Goodness.
I've done it a few times since, and it hasn't jinxed us yet. We're in good shape tonight. The 1-0 swing and a miss. 1-1. 167 average for Laura Sung. She started all 18 games, 3 extra base hits on the season, including a home run.
Got a little bit of pop to her, especially with runners at first and second.
Chance to break Indiana out in the open early. 1-1 pitch is fouled back.
That was a great pitch. That was up in her hands, all up in her grill, jammed her pretty good there. That was a good pitch by Jordy.
So I got to point something out real quick because I have yet this season, Nicole Mendez, as Jordy Ball stalks the circle, stares in at Grace Lorson.
I just love that verbiage.
Stalking the circle.
It's so accurate.
I haven't given a shout-out to the most important listener, which I'll do after this 1-2 pitch to Lorson. Swing and a miss. She pulled the string on an off-speed, and there's 2 away.
That is just straight filth.
Big shout-out, love ya, miss ya, to Andrea Gasso listening in tonight. Shouts out, love Mindy on the air with you. How about that?
Andrea, Pickles, many a time freshman year, She would throw front toss to me, and we had some real life talks. I love that.
Lindsay Warwick digs in, chance to get out of the inning, and Ball throws it right by her for strike one. Of course, not only one, two Gasso grandbabies coming this summer. How about that? We'll have our third.
Oma's pretty happy, huh?
I think Oma's very happy right now for JT and Andrea. Can't wait. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Warwick. Swing and a miss, strike two. Warwick, the redshirt sophomore. Behind on the count here, Jordy Ball. Love to see Jordy Ball battle adversity, man. Nothing changes. Look, she walks
there
around.
She goes, stalking it again.
She walks around the rubber like she's ready to fight it. Here's the no ball, two strike pitch. As Ball rocks and fires. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Elam makes the play, tags her, inning over. Taylon Snow leads things off in a scoreless game, bottom of the first inning. OU Indiana first pitch on the outside corner, strike one. In the circle for Indiana is Heather Johnson. She's 3-1 on the season with 3 saves. Struck out 27, walked 9 in 34 and a third innings. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. Indiana 13-5 on the season. They had a solid winning streak of 8 straight that was ended last Sunday in a 16-5 loss to Louisville. The 0-2. Popped foul down the left field line and slicing out of play. Beat Houston here earlier today, 8-5. And under 5th-year head coach Shonda Stanton, they start Big Ten play 2 weeks. Well, actually, they're going to play Iowa here tomorrow night. But it's a non-conference game. Here's the 0-2.
Almost like OU and Baylor.
That's right. 0-2 misses low and in, ball one.
Speaking of OU and Baylor, that's any indication of how this conference season is going to go. We'll be sitting pretty.
I don't know what Baylor just struggled. The 1-2 pitch is a little bit up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Glenn Moore is a very good head coach. Still, it's one of the wildest things to think about. He left LSU for Baylor whenever he took that head coach's job. Now, again, they've done a nice job, made a couple World Series trips, but it shows you where the sport of softball has grown. 2-2 pitch, fouled straight back.
Taylor Snow doing a really good job staying alive. This at bat. Some of the pitches, sometimes she would be batting, and some of the balls that she would foul off, I'd be like, how do you do that? How do you reach that? How do you barely just tip it off? How do you not pop that up on the infield? She is so good with her bat control. I think that speaks to her being a slapper most of the time growing up.
Yeah.
She's just a phenomenal hitter.
Here's the 2-2. She waited on it and popped it to shallow left field. It falls for a hit. Snow will stay at first base. She looped one down the left field line that Mitchell, the left fielder, kept coming and coming and coming, and it fell right in front of her.
Man, Coach Gasso would talk about her, and she got recruited by Coach Gasso.
Snow, right?
Taylon Snow. Got recruited in high school to come to OU. Decided to follow her sister at Auburn. Transferred from Auburn to Oklahoma, and Coach has always talked highly of her and what she can do with her bat, the kind of player that she is. Just loving seeing her really thrive out here.
Here's Jocelyn Allo. Had a hit in the first game and takes the first pitch low for ball one. Again, a big announcement between games. A little history here in Oklahoma City. The first officially licensed co-branded product featuring Jossie. It's a t-shirt. The OU logo on it. It's available for sale outside of the stadium this week as the 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. Also, you can get them at the Sooner shop. Not available for online purchase yet, but I'm sure that's coming.
So, Sooner fans, if you're remote, make sure you call your fellow fans who are
That's
in Norman.
right. I'm take care of you.
Send them out, because I have a feeling those will sell out so
Well, they're going to sell out here. I think they already have, and I'm not even kidding.
I don't doubt it.
Here's the 1-1. Hammer. Is it out of here? deep to center. You bet it is. It popped over the second wall on a hop. Oh my goodness, what a blast from Jocelyn Alo.
What a shot. That just, is it out of here? It is literally out of this entire stadium, out of this entire ballpark. She hit it so hard that whenever it bounced on the slow pitch warning track field, it one-hopped the fence. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Home run number 97 in the career of Jocelyn Alo. Wow. I'm speechless. That thing hit the warning track and skipped over that second fence. Now, you usually have during the World Series bleachers that are out there, but I don't know if that's happened before, but I've never seen it. The first pitch is inside for a ball. The longest home run I had seen here at USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium was the one she hit to left field.
That was
a bomb. This one, as far as total distance traveled because of the skip that it had when it went over the wall, might still be rolling. Here's the 1-0 to Jennings, and that's in for a strike, 1-1. Boy.
I feel like her home runs always get out so fast, too.
Yeah.
You don't have time to truly just be in awe of the ball flight. It's gone in a second.
I was talking to someone about that on 96 as the 1-1 to Tiare is bounced foul at the plate. I'll have to ask Ignacio, by the way, if he wants me to start going with Tiare instead of Tiare.
You have to.
Because I would love to see that change on all the pronunciation guides.
That would be
But
cool.
anyway, Tiare Jennings hitting a very impressive 390 this season with 16 walks. She's behind 1-2 on the count here. The pitch to Jennings. She got in front of it, grounded it to short. Staying down on it is the shortstop Benson, and it's dropped at first by Lorso. Ouch. Tough play at first. Jennings reaches on the air. But I was going to say, someone had brought up on the home, he's like, man, you really seem to think that ball was gone pretty quick. I'm like, have you watched Jocelyn Alo? I mean.
You inhale and it's out.
Yeah, exactly. We'll wait and see what the ruling is on that, but we're going to have a Walden Cleaners circle visit here as Shanda Bell is going to make her. Actually, that's the head coach, Shonda Stanton, who spent 18 years in Marshall before taking over at Indiana in 2017. Actually was hired in the summer of 2017, so her first official year with the program is 2018. That roar you hear is the Sooners coming out of the dugout to urge on the crowd here. And some of y'all have made your way back home for maybe some hot cocoa and warmer environments tonight, but not many. For a Sooner game at USA Softball Hall of Fame Stadium, this is pretty impressive as Grace Lyons comes to the plate.
It was a tough play by that first baseman. Tried to backhand, kind of caught it a little bit in her palm, but props to Tiare Jennings for sprinting that out. Really got to run that out.
Very long meeting in the circle comes to an end. Johnson v. Grace Lyons as the first pitch is a little up for ball one. What hasn't Grace Lyons done over the last 17 games? But I'll tell you, she hasn't gone one of those games without a hit. Longest hitting streak in her career. Average up to 429. The 1-0. A little bit in, 2-0.
What an eye. That's tight on the corner. I know whenever I'm up there and I see it on the inside, I am wanting to swing. Sometimes too much, but that's the story for another day. But great eye by Grace Lyons laying off that ball on the inside.
Here's the 2-0. A high ball 3.
What are your thoughts on the 3-0 automatic take?
Swing away, man.
You're all for the...
I'm all for it.
Rip and rip?
Go. Get a pitch you can hit. Let's go.
Let's see it.
Now, this is a question, I guess, that I would have for you is that 3-0 is a take, strike one. Coach Casso's pretty much automatic take on 3-0, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes I'm like, whew, so glad it was an automatic take because I would have swung.
Do you have to look for the take sign, or is it just a known thing?
I'm guessing take unless she goes like this. And she just
extends
her hand, extends her palm towards me. And says, go for it. And even then, I'm like, are you sure?
3-1 is fouled down the third baseline. You promise? I still...
no take-backs?
My favorite 3-0 story was Grace Green's last year, where she said she didn't get the take and proceeded to hit one over the scoreboard. So,
Hey,
sometimes it works.
sometimes it works.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Grace Lyons. Ball 4. 2-zip Sooners on a 2-run laser by Jocelyn Allo. Hey, we always love to hear from you. We try to keep those shout-outs to the third inning, but love those who check in early, like Mike, who's already checked in. Lothar Lai, Carly, and Olivia on the road to downtown Dallas. Trey Linda Kerr and her puppy have checked in.
Oh, so cute.
That's an adorable. I think
Hey,
Randy.
check in with all your food picks, too.
No, we
I'm
can't
down
have any
for
more
it.
of those. No, here's Jana Johns. Mark Worley from Grand Falls, Ohio. That's checked in, too. Bunt attempt. Now they're going to throw behind the runner, Jennings. She's safe. In case you can't tell, Johns missed the bunt attempt. Strike one. Though again, in those situations, that's where you like to see maybe what the offense is, or the defense is going to do if the offense shows bunts. And now Coach Gatso can make her call off whatever Radcliffe over at third had done, or what she saw Lorsung do over at first. Corners for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Little in.
0-1. Missed blown away. Little in, and man, they get back to the back quick.
Yeah.
Good question here by Phil Apple, which is why I brought it up. But I'll ask it after this 1-1 pitch. Because it's kind of in depth, but I think it's a really good question.
Yeah. Johnson's been nibbling, missing
Yeah.
a little bit. I talked about it with Lions, but
There's another
nibbling.
bunch shown, and it's Miss Low 2-1. Phil writes, it's not always a thing, or is it a thing anymore for a catcher to give her pitcher a target? I think it would be easier to frame the pitch as well and help the pitcher look like late in the game Sophia Nugent hangs her glove at her knees every pitch. Now, they give a good firm target.
they'll give a
Usually.
target.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the location,
Right.
but you evolve and you learn.
2-1 is fouled back.
You evolve and you really learn how to spot as a pitcher the catcher's knee guard or their elbow or some kind of cue that you can aim at just as well as if it was a glove, and you can just pick a spot with your eyes and throw there. So
Yeah.
I think it's more so in this day and age, people are picking pitches like nobody's business. I know it's a little taboo in baseball, but this is softball.
Yeah, it happens a lot. 2-2 pitch here to Jana Johns is line down the left field line, foul. Just foul.
Just missed that line.
But your point is you got to be very careful because they can pick up on anything, and there are usually, now I don't know this from anything Oklahoma does, but there's always an opposing team's dugout who's trying to get an edge on us. They're trying to watch a little bit of everything.
I think of LSU
Yeah.
as one of those teams.
Yep.
So good at picking pitches.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Johns with runners at first and second. It hit her.
Now, Chris, I do want to point out the automatic run to first base.
Yeah. She didn't wait. She's a pro. So, hold
She
on.
is a pro.
I've got to look at the numbers.
She's gotten hit plenty of times this year.
Well, it's kind of, I think that's only like 5 so far this year, which sounds wild to say only.
Chris,
But-
I don't even know if I had more than 10 my entire career. I hated getting hit.
I don't
Coach
blame
would
you.
yell at me all the time. But
I don't blame you. But if you look at the all-time career leader for hit by pitches is Kaylee Clifton in Oklahoma Sooner softball history with 65. That's over 80 now in the career of Jana Johns. Here's Jada Coleman with the bases loaded. Looking to bust this game wide open, and the first pitch is up high for ball 1.
tell you what, Coach made me do this drill my freshman year with light flights. No one was harmed in the making of this drill.
Right?
Where she would pitch the light flight out of the little machine, and I'd turn and take it. So I'd learn how to take a pitch. It built
Just wear
character. It built character.
Here's the 1-0 to Jada Coleman. That's a little up, ball 2. Jada, by the way, on the season, hitting .362, coming off a game 1 against Sam Houston State, where Coleman went 0 for 1, but did score a run and walk twice. She has been showing an incredible eye at the plate. The 2-0 is low for a ball, 3-0. Almost like she's a coach's kid or something. Almost like she is. Spoiler alert, she is a coach's kid.
Shout out Cedric.
So Cedric was driving up. Haven't heard Uncle Mike yet telling everyone to Make her work. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. A bases loaded walk.
Make her work indeed. There has to come a point, we talked about this last game with Macy McAdoo. You have to throw strikes. You have to let your defense work.
Against Houston, as Alyssa Brito comes to the plate with the bases loaded, and the Sooners up 3-0. First pitch, that's some smoke.
Had a little bit of
Copeland
speed.
brings strike one. We did not see Copeland in game one, so this is 11th appearance of the season. Houston lost that game. Here's a line drive to left field, past the left fielder Mitchell, down towards the corner. Lions scores. Easily scoring is Jana Johns. It's a 2-run double. Stay hot, Alyssa Brito. It's 5-0 Sooners.
Can I petition to have an Alyssa Brito fan club on Twitter? Tweet at me if you want to join. We're accepting applicants.
A 2-run double for Alyssa Brito and continue to lift those season RBI numbers after a solid first game today when Brito finished with 4 RBIs. Our runs batted in. Here's Lindsey Elam with runners at second and third. The first pitch is up and away for ball 1.
Talk about opposite from the first game with Sam Houston, scoreless in the first inning. This game, they said, nope, we're coming out hot, scoring 5 runs with no outs, and taking a ball low and in. There we go. Look at that. 2
balls and no strikes to Lindsey Elam. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's nobody out in this inning yet, and there's runners at second and third. I mean, and it's already 5-0. 2-0 pitch is low, ball 3. Final score from Austin. Texas behind Estelle Sheck. Complete game 3 hitter, struck out 5, beats LSU tonight 3-0. A win for Texas. 3-0 pitch, ball 4, bases loaded again. Here's Riley Boone. Final from Tuscaloosa, Alabama has beaten Kentucky 4-2 to take game 1 of that SEC series.
You know, I always cheer for Big 12 teams whenever they're in preseason. Because the better they do, the better we do whenever
I like it.
Oklahoma plays them.
First pitch to Boone is low and in for a ball. So you're saying tonight you were rooting for Texas is what I'm taking from that.
I didn't verbally say that. I would never verbally say that, Chris Plant.
Good call. Good call. One ball.
Might get banned from this radio station.
Nah, you're good. 1-0 is.
I just got here.
In for a strike. 1-1. That's right. I get fired on your day off. The runner at third is Jada Coleman. Alyssa Brito is at second. Elam's at first. Brito with a 2-run double. A walk to both Coleman and to Elam. And the 1-1 pitch is in for a strike. 1-2. Good pitch.
Was a good pitch. Got in quick. She throws hard. Copeland throws hard. I think that's what I have to say about her. She is quick.
And Boone lifts one a mile high on the infield. Catch is made at first by Lorsung. And that's the first out of the inning.
Just
with the 9th batter in the inning. Yeah, that ball was as towering of a fly ball as you'll see off the bat of Riley Boone. And here's the leadoff hitter, Taylor Snow.
Taylor. Caught the wind a little bit, too. You could see the first baseman kind of stepping sideways to and from.
First pitch to Snow is line foul down the left field line.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris,
Go ahead.
but I feel like a lot of the batters in this lineup are attacking early in the count and then being really patient.
I think you're right. If you see something early, you're pouncing on it. There's a bouncer to third. Going to be a tough play. They get Snow at first, but Coleman scores from third to make it 6-0. In other words, you're going to attack early as everyone moves up 60. Elam to second and Brito to third, but you're going to be patient if it's not there. I like it. I like the approach. Here's Jocelyn Allo. She had a 2-run homer earlier this inning.
I also like her coming up with runners on second and third.
Yes, very much so.
I am a fan of that. So it's a crowd.
I mean, she hit a laser that got out of here like it was in the Fast and Furious. Like Vin Diesel was driving that thing. First pitch is outside. But all the movie references come from the fact that I either watched too many movies on the flight to Hawaii or watched them over the shoulder of people who were watching them. Here's the 1-0. It's outside too. They're not pitching to her here, by the way.
The classic.
This isn't even debatable.
Patrick Dunn sent out a tweet.
Right?
Curious.
Will he say intentional? Because the two pitches before, and Alo lifts one to right field off the bat. It looked like it had a chance, but it dies into the glove of Stone, and the inning is over. AC Foster checking in from Grandma's in Chelsea and Mama Cole in South Hook, AC, and more as we head to the second. Sooners lead at 6-0. The first pitch to Sarah Stone is in for a strike, as Oklahoma has jumped all over the Indiana Hoosiers, along with Nicole Mendez. I'm Chris Plank. Josh Connell, our producer, back in the Franchise 2 studios. Whitley Simmons on site. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Foul straight back. Whitley on site to chop me down every single commercial break, to put me in my place. Patrick Dunn, by the way, kudos to Patrick. We talk about Patrick a lot on this broadcast because he's such an integral part of what we're able to do. He, because of different media relations people not traveling with teams, is what they say statting like 80% of these games, including the first game, an 11-inning game played in 40-degree weather. Shouts out to P. Dunn. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Stone. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ended up being a game where they weren't using the international tiebreaker rule, which is you start with a runner in second. And about the 9th inning, they said, all right, we're using the international tiebreaker rule now. Here's the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Jordy Love. All right, Jordy almost hit her as it's ball 1. I don't know where Jordy Love came from, but I think we should go with it. Jordy Ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, probably about Love's Field and the awesome donation that they made for the new stadium.
I like the way that you were able to interweave it. Some might say I had Jordan Love, Packers backup quarterback, on my mind. Go whichever way you want. 6-zip here Sooners, the 1-2 pitch. Bounce towards second. Jennings in a perfect spot. Gloves, throws. 1 away. Sarah Stone is retired.
Does anything look as poetic as the infield throwing the ball around after an out?
I think Coach wouldn't mind me sharing this. Because of schedules and different events we cover and different shows I do, I don't get an opportunity to go to practice. And on Wednesday when we arrived in Hawaii, I got to go to practice. And I loved that the first thing they did for about 10 minutes was throw the ball around as Aaliyah Andrews digs in, and a little, I didn't mean to, foul ball on the swing strike 1. And it was, I'm glad you brought it up because it was so crisp and it was so pure. And then when there was a mistake, it was, all right, we're doing it again. Let's just get a good throw going. Let's get a good around the horn. And it was really cool to see that was how they started their first practice out in Hawaii.
She harps on the small things, the little details. That's a huge thing.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Little low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Not by much to the Indiana Hoosiers center fielder.
But going back to Love Stadium, I'm thinking about the seating capacity. And I'm looking out now, and even in this cold weather, high winds, there is still a pretty full stadium that we have
incredible.
Down here.
The 1-1, in for a strike, 1 and 2.
And I think the stadium seating that we have in this lower bowl at the Hall of Fame is about what we would have at the Love's softball stadium down in Norman. So I'm thinking,
need to be
maybe
bigger.
It's too small.
We need a bigger boat. Here's the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Andrews, fouled off. Just
but
barely
hey,
got a piece of it.
They're not breaking ground until summer, so there's plenty of time for people to chime in and donate to the Trophy Club.
I get a lot of questions about, hey, what have you heard? Well, here's the good news is when Judy Love and Love's Travel Stops gave the commitment, they said, hey, and we'll match up to $3 million. My understanding is that got matched almost instantly.
Immediately.
So that is great to hear. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to the Hoosier center fielder. Slow roller back to the circle. Jordy gloves, throws, makes throw, 2 away. Jordy defensively is so solid in the circle. She might be, with her and Nicole May, I'm not trying to make bombastic claims here, but they might be 2 of the best defensive pitchers that we've had in a while around here. I mean, Jordy just pops out of the circle. She started in left field on Saturday, for goodness sakes.
She is the 5th defender. As soon as that ball leaves her hand, she really is another part of the field. She's a defender on the field.
Here's Kinsey Mitchell. First pitch to the left-handed hitting freshman left fielder has popped up and out of play. How about that? We have the official attendance number for the first 2 Sooner games here tonight. 4,817.
Show out Sooner Nation.
It was 40 degrees and there was a 24-mile-an-hour wind, and people were still hanging out here.
40 is generous. It felt like it was 20. That might be the Houston in me talking.
I don't blame you. But I'll say it. The wind has died down some here. The flags are at rest in center field, but it's still cold. Here's the no ball, 1 strike pitch to the left-handed hitting left fielder. A little outside. Mitchell, by the way, a 361 average for Indiana this season. Struggled a bit with 2 outs, hitting just 286. Sooners have put 6 runs on the board with just 3 hits. One of those 3 hits, a 2-run first inning bomb from Jocelyn Allo. Here's the 1-1 from Jordy Ball. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes.
And just watching Jordy throw, watching her stalk the mound, as it's been said.
Popped foul by Mitchell down the left field line, slicing out of play. Still got enough kids down there to chase all the foul balls. That's always good.
Got to save everybody else's legs, make the
That's
kids
right.
chase after it. I remember highlight whenever I was in travel ball and I would go to college games.
Go get all the
Getting
foul
the
balls
foul
you
ball, and maybe, just maybe, you would get to toss it back to a player or somebody on the team or close to the team, anything to get close to the team. That was the goal. You hide it until you get closer, then you show.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball trying to set him down in order in the second. She does just that on some pure filth. Pull the string, strikeout number 3. T.R.A. Jennings leads things off. First pitch to the backstop for ball 1 from Copeland. 6-zip Sooners. As we play on here in Game 2 from Oklahoma City. They did not sell upper-level tickets, just lower bowl tickets. Sooners are sold out for tomorrow as the 1-0 is low and in 2-0. So tomorrow, I've been afraid to check the weather for tomorrow. But I'm going to do it anyway.
Let's see it.
Looks good. The 2-0 pitch is low for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. It says here, am I on Oklahoma City? I'm in Norman, and it says 73 degrees tomorrow. Is that possible?
I wouldn't complain.
Are you serious?
Come on. Chris, it was 70 degrees, and then there was a snowstorm.
Ball 4 to Nacio's daughter as T.R.A. walks down to first base. Here's Grace Lyons. I literally had to discover. Okay, let's just break down the fourth wall here. I came in. We sat here for a moment. I'm like, it's too hot in here. I'm taking off my pullover, and literally had the pullover back on midway through the pregame show.
Y'all, when I said he was stalking this press box.
It was true. First pitch to Grace Lyons is in for a strike. Lyons walked her last time up and is looking to extend her 17-game hitting streak, longest of her career.
Speaking of walking, Copeland has 20 free bases.
Bouncer to short. This could be 2 to second for 1. They will not get Lyons. Jennings is out at second, but Lyons reaches on the fielder's choice. Go ahead.
Good for her to beat it out. But prior to this game, Copeland had 20 free bases in 28.2 innings pitched. So she is giving up a lot of free bases. And as you know, and any Oklahoma fan or softball fan or anybody just listening in on women's softball occasionally, Oklahoma softball does not play around with free bases. You give them a free base, and they're going to take 2 runs.
First pitch is in for a strike to Jana Johns, who was hit by a pitcher last time up.
Jana, man, talk about free bases. We mentioned it earlier. The hit by pitches. She has this knack for getting hit by a pitch, but ready to hit a bomb at the same time. Took another
lower
strike.
Edge of the strike zone there, 0-2. But I keep putting Grace's hitting streak in 17 games. It's an 18-game hitting streak. I don't know why I keep doing that, and I'm sorry. It makes no sense. There's some synapse that isn't firing in my brain tonight. Here's the 0-2 pitch, a laser foul. Look out.
No, seriously, look out. I think some fans might have fallen asleep over there.
Yeah, don't. If you're coming out this weekend, and I would love to see you here, just make sure your head is always on a swivel. Running first is Lyons. The 0-2 pitch to Johns is low, ball 1.
Good take by her, especially with this umpire. Kind of squeezing the zone and then expanding randomly. So
It's
knowing
been
where the
tough.
strike zone is at, knowing what she's going after, not taking the bait.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch to Johns. Reaches and pokes it into right field. Racing back is the center fielder, Andrews, to make the catch. And Grace Lyons retreats to first base. My call did not do justice to how well she hit that ball on her front foot with her arms only. Shout out Dane Summers in the strength program. Wow.
Whenever you think of a choke and poke, you think of a bloop over second base. This one was deep in the right center gap. Had the center fielder, Andrews, running back hard. Caught it on the run.
First pitch to Jada Coleman, in for a strike. Walked and scored, did Coleman back in the first inning.
Jada Coleman's disagreeing with that or shocked by the call. Heard the strike call, looked back to the umpire pretty quickly.
Made sure he got that good
You
old
sure?
fashioned look. The 0-1 is high.
You sure, Blue?
It was questionable. I
No
think
complaints
is a
on that one, though.
fair way to
That
put
one
it.
was
way
a
up.
little higher.
Indiana beat Houston earlier today 8-5, in part because of a 3-run 5th inning, as time is going to be called. Wait, hold on. Is he hitting her with an illegal pitch? Because popping immediately out of the dugout was Shonda Stanton. It's a ball and a strike count, but so it wasn't too much time because it's like 10 seconds you get, right? So there's no way that he could have hit her with a delay.
Maybe no pause. Her
Maybe
pace
she didn't
is
pause.
high.
Yeah.
Copeland's pace is very brisk.
I've learned so much about illegal pitches this year. Let's see. He hasn't made it. Yep, he has. 2 balls and a strike. There you go. So they hit her with an illegal pitch. Here's the 2-1 to Jada. Runner goes, and I mean Grace Lyons had one heck of a jump. This is a stolen base team now, baby, as Lyons takes second base. And it was called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He keeps trying to correct the scoreboard. Does her home
Triple,
plate umpire.
stolen base.
The 1-2 outside 2-2. Pardon me, 3-2. It's a full count now. I glance up at the scoreboard as my last look before the pitch. He keeps trying to correct it. Coleman's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Inning over. Here we go to the third. Third inning shout-outs coming up, brought to you by Physical, spelled different because we are different, and the new Sooner Trophy Club. As Brooke Benson leads it off, top of the third, Sooners up 6-0. First pitch to the backstop for Jordy Ball for ball 1.
Both pitchers, first pitch.
That's a good point. Along with Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. Oklahoma put a 6th spot on the board in the first inning and nearly had an opportunity in the second, but stranded a runner at second base. 6 runs on 3 hits, the 0-1. Hot shot to short. That's Grace Lyons' territory. Makes the spectacular look routine, and there's 1 away. Wow.
I want to know the exit velo on that hit because it came off the bat hot, and she fielded it with no problem. Quick shuffle, fires it over to first base. Girl is out before she's even halfway to first. If that tells you how hard the ball is
Unreal.
hit.
Did I already give a shout-out to our favorite, Andrea Gasso? She checked in earlier. My buddy Doug Hamilton up in Broken Arrow has already checked in. Allison Fanning, heard from her. So we're back to the top of the lineup for Indiana. Cora Bassett, first pitch, a swinging foul. Hearing from all over the country. The Carbone family watching from D.C. Glad to see Kinsey back out there. Again, Kinsey Hansen pinch hit in the first game. And understand all the questions, get it, but everything looks good. I would not be surprised at all to see her in the starting lineup. Well, maybe tomorrow, seeing what the weather looks like, to be honest with you. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bassett. Bounce towards short. Lyons has that one pop out of her glove. Still throws a laser across, but it's late on a one-hop. That'll be an E6. But again, it was going to take a big-time throw to get her. Bassett was moving down the line. Unfortunately, the Sooners have had a couple of mistakes from places where you don't see them. TR in game 1, Grace in game 2. Here's Grayson Radcliffe. Reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. Oh, I love the stance by Bassett over at first. As the first pitch to Radcliffe is a swing and a miss. Runner goes, the throw down is online. On time, she got her trying to steal second base. 2 away. Lindsey Elam says, not today. What a strike. 2 outs.
Great throw by Lindsey Elam. Even better tag by Grace Lyons. Nothing gets me more fired up. Well, few things get me more fired up than just a good hard tag. Jana Johns, I think she gave me a concussion our first practice together.
But you liked it.
I appreciated it. Somewhere between stuttering and the dizziness.
First pitch is in the dirt for a ball. But as a teammate, you're like, that's what I need.
I stood up and I saw 3 of her, and I looked at the middle one, and I said, great tag. And then I stumbled off, I think.
1 ball and a strike. 6 runs on just 3 hits for the Sooners, but one of those a Jocelyn Allo home run, and Oklahoma rolling here in the top of the 3rd inning as it's fouled back. I think I said top of this. I've been all over the place here innings-wise today. Usually that's where my mind will remind me that it's 3rd inning shout-out time. And the Trophy Club, check it out, Soonersports.com/Trophy Club.
Man, I've been loving, again, I'll go back to the throw Lindsey Elam just made with the tag by Grace Lyons. The backup that this defense has on Jordy Ball. She just threw a nice strike to get ahead in the count, and she has their back. She's going to get the hitters. Mm-hmm. But if some chance a runner does get on, she's not worried. Why? Because the team has her back. The defense has her back. They're going to go above and beyond to make great throws, great tags, great plays, and they're going to get the job done. And that's why she feels so confident in the mound, I feel like. I
agree. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Ball. Caught looking, froze her. Backwards K on the outside corner. Inning over. First pitch to Alyssa Brito to start things in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oklahoma leads at 6-zip, up high for ball 1. With Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank.
Chris Plank, I'm just going to take the time right now to say, man, I am just so excited. Ball thrown low and in. But I'm so excited to see you in action here in person. I listened to you on the call for the Tennessee game, and I was fired up. I've always heard everybody talk about, man, like, I mute the TV.
2-0 pitch is lifted deep, and if it's fair, it's gone, but it's well fouled.
That was out quick.
Well, as you have discovered, I'm a crazy person
who
cannot decide if they're going to stand up or sit down during the game. I've got a hodgepodge of pins, napkins, cough drops, and my Century Roofing note in front of me, and a scorebook that is sometimes right.
Well, I feel like my energy matches yours. I talk to myself in the outfield.
We got this, baby. Let's go. Here's the 2-1 in the dirt. By the way, as the Sooners lead here 6-zip in the 3rd, it's always our 3rd inning shout-outs. It was really cool to hear from Kenny Mossman, longtime administrator, has entered the world of being a pastor and changing lives. He's a special person. He is in the midst of moving.
That's
no
tough.
fun. No fun.
I've moved twice in the past year. It's not.
Checking in from Chickasha. The 3-1 pitch is low for ball 4, and Alyssa Brito reaches to start things off here in the third for the Sooners.
Kind of like how she pimped that walk a little bit. I don't know if you can, but I felt like she did. Toss the bat back to the dugout, had a little skip. Just a nice little casual jog down to first.
A little
some swag to it.
What's this delay? Oh, we're going to have a pitch runner. I was like, what is this delay for? They go down to the dugout. Patty Gasso is stalking. Where's the binoculars? Patty Gasso is stalking the dugout. I got to see this.
She's looking for somebody. Somebody's not ready.
Somebody's not ready. I'm going to, if you see anyone but Hannah Cora come out of this dugout.
And the umpire is asking for a different ball.
Oh, okay. That might be part of it, too. Coach is using this moment. Patty Gasso in her 32nd season as a head coach, 28th at Oklahoma, is using it to debrief. Oh, it's a towel. Okay.
The umpire wanted a towel.
All right. I didn't know if we were going to go with a pinch runner there. We are not. Brito will run, and all is right with the world. By the way, Kayla Hart just checked in from Happy, Texas. Sarah and Shenzhen, China Larry in the St. Pete Sooner Den. Joel Rogers from Rogersville, Tennessee. Aberdeen, South Dakota for Cowboy Sooner, and Courtney Halverson watching live as the first pitch to Elam is up high. Ball gets away from the catcher. Off to second goes Brito.
Brito checking in from second base now.
Yeah, I know, right? And there's a runner at second, and now we're going to have another meeting at the circle. A gorgeous full moon in the skyline beyond the right field wall. If that's not a full moon, it sure looks like it.
It is beautiful. It's huge. I feel like it's right here.
Moon's really big. It looks like I could reach out and touch it.
Did you know the moon is really big? Like?
That's what you call descriptive.
Oh, Lindsay Elam looks ready to hit right now.
She's going to crush the 1-0. Takes it high instead, ball 2.
I thought she was ready to swing. I was ready to jump out of the chair.
I'll tell you what, and we're going to have our third stoppage this at bat.
I feel like Chris Plank is about to start chanting, let them play.
Here's my only frustration, and this has become something. I understand we're going to add days to the Women's College World Series. They need it.
He's out of the chair, folks.
I'm out of the chair. I'm preaching. I understand. Kenny Moss would be proud of me right now. But and I understand that we've got instant replay now. But there are certain parts of this game that we don't want to be baseball-like. And I think when you have these stoppages like this, it slows the game down so much. Now, I have nowhere to be. I could sit here all night long, and I'm in a press box. But you had one coach come. First of all, you had a walk out to the circle to meet with the pitcher. And then you had the umpire have to get a towel. Then you had another trip out to the circle to meet with the pitcher. Then you had the coaches, both of them come out. One goes in the circle, the other talks to the catcher. And just now they're breaking apart. By the way, Patty Gasso wisely uses this time to bring everyone together, too. So it's...
Hey, if there's a meeting, she'll take it.
We'll take it, though. It's 6-zip here in the bottom of the third. No reason to complain. I love it. All right, so we're in the midst of a 2-0 count here with a runner at second and nobody out.
Ooh.
Hot shot down the third base line, just foul.
Went between the umpire's legs over at third base.
I will say one thing. Patty Gasso pointed that fair, and at first I thought the umpire was going to go with it because he kind of looked, and the actual third base umpire was dodging for his life.
To be fair, I have seen Coach talk to an umpire and say, no, this is what it is. Ball on the outside, so she probably won't argue that.
3 balls and a strike.
But I've seen her point to an umpire and say, this is what it is, and they go, okay. I was like, you know what? I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
This ball is destroyed to left center field and long gone. Lindsay Elam puts a charge into one that gets out of here in a hurry. Wow. What a shot. It's a zip Sooners.
This one has been a long time coming. There was no wind to hold this one back. I thought, even for a moment, that it might do what Jossie's did and have a quick little bounce over the second fence. Almost made it to the top of the letters on the backfield, but not quite over the fence.
That was an absolute laser from Lindsay Elam, and Oklahoma is You know where they are, people. In run rule territory, as the first pitch to Riley Boone is low for a ball. So after the 2 home runs from Alyssa Brito in game 1 and the home run from Jocelyn Alo and now the home run from Elam as the 1-0 pitch misses low ball 2-0. Oklahoma this season has now hit 52 home runs as a team. Their opponents have hit just 3. As the 2-0 pitch misses low for a ball. Right? Brito had 2 in the first game, 2 here this game, 52. Did you say we only have 52, Whitley? I love her so much. 3 balls and no strikes. The pitch to Boone falls in for a strike. So 52 home runs for Lindsey Elam on the season. That is her 4th home run. I think she's reaching a milestone in career home runs. The 3-1 is a hard hit ball to second. Bassett makes the play, throws to first, 1 away. If Bassett doesn't make the play, there might be a trip to the hospital tonight. 1 away.
Popped up to her face quick.
That was
I think
scary.
that was more of a reaction to protect her face more than trying to fill the ball. Wow.
So their 4th home run this season, there it is. It's the 30th home run in the career of Lindsey Elam. 5 her sophomore season, 9 in the COVID-shortened 2020 season, 12 last year, and up to 30 career home runs. Congratulations, Lindsey Elam, as the first pitch to Taylon Snow is in for a strike. Snow's 1 for 2. I keep meaning to get to the shout-outs, but crazy things keep happening in this game as the 0-1 misses low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. We're in the 3rd. It's 8-zip Sooners over Indiana. Here's the 1-1. A little low, 2 balls and a strike.
She's had a couple, Copeland, from the mound, where she spiked it pretty good. Hitting the ground right before the batter's box. That's tough as a pitcher. You're not going to get a lot of bite on that.
2-1 is fouled off.
She'll get a bite on that one, though.
It is funny because when we got here to the ballpark tonight, I mean, there was, when we say 24 mile an hour wind, if you were here, you know it, you felt it. It was legit. I didn't know how many home runs we'd have. The 2-2 misses low. And obviously, the wind has calmed down just a bit. You had a couple that got knocked down in game 1. But, oh, my. Sooners have not cheated themselves here in game 2 tonight.
Well, that brings up a point I've been wanting to talk about.
3-2 is ball 4.
Love that.
The floor is yours, Nicole Mendez.
This team hits the ball so hard. Whether it's Jossie's home run, Lindsey Elam's home run, Riley Boone's ground out, that was fired. They hit the ball hard. If they make contact, it's not going to be soft contact.
No.
And that just aids them. And so whenever you have the wind, if you're making hard contact, sometimes it can slice through and it can cut through those high-speed winds.
Here's Jocelyn Alo, homered in the first inning, flied out to right in her 2nd at-bat in the first inning. And as she steps to the plate here in the bottom of the 3rd with the Sooners on top 8-0, she takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Her home run was a straight line drive to center field as the 1-0 pitch catches the inside corner. Strike 1. That took a hop off the warning track beyond the softball fence and popped over the second wall. Here's a hard hit ball to second, could be 2. To second for 1, to first, threw it away. Jossie, who lost her Evo shield running down to first base, beats it out. They force out Nieners at second, Taylon Snow, and Alo's aboard with a fielder's choice for Tiare Jennings. Boom Boom is checked in with Center Sports in Tulsa. Jeep and David Kite from Gilbert, Arizona. Monty and Jamie Gasson and Dew ran early check-in for Carly and Olivia on the road down to Dallas. Deb, Dan, and Doug watching from Maysville. Checking in from Austin, that's Therese. Shelby Brown. Shout out to Mindy, a Sooner softball legend, catching the game on Sooner Sports TV from Seoul, South Korea.
Thanks, Shelby.
All right, Coach Gasso is going out to argue something here. And she's pointing at second base.
Possibly obstruction?
Well, now the umpires are going to come together. Stands out on that. Boy, that was another hard hit ball.
That was.
Here, you watch that and see if you see anything. Here's T.R.A. Jennings with a runner at first and 2 outs. The pitch is in for a strike. T.R.A. tonight is 0 for 1, reached on an error and scored a run, and then walked in the second. The 0-1 pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. What do we determine? Not a good camera shot? Oh, I see. Looked like she went over the bag before she had the ball in her hand for the second baseman. 1-1 is in for a strike. 1 and 2 quickly to T.R.A. Jennings.
She knew that one. You saw the quick pause.
Yeah, that'd be one that maybe we can go back and drill a little deeper into during the commercial break. The 1-2 pitch popped up on the infield. Easy play for the second baseman. Bassett makes it, ends the inning. We go to the 4th inning. Oklahoma leads Indiana 8-0. Mindy's all in a March Madness here. Brittany Ford will lead things off for the Hoosiers. First pitch from Jordy Ball is just a little bit out, but gets the call for strike 1.
I like to say well diversified in my sports.
I like it. I like it a lot.
But hey, innings back on. I'm locked in. 100% softball.
Grayson Radcliffe into the 3rd inning. This is Brittany Ford leading things off in the 4th. Sooners in control, 8-0. The 0-1 swing and a miss. By the way, shouts out to Kevin and Savannah watching in Duncan, Oklahoma. Cheryl Glass made it home for Game 2. Paige and Tara watching from Zanesville, Ohio. No ball, 2 strike pitches. Our
Saw
30
Chris playing
check-ins.
scroll.
Yeah, let's go quick, man. Pass that food. Here's the 0-2 pitch to the DH Ford, who singled her last time up. She pops this one fouling out of play. Christy McMurphy checked in and was talking about making Frito pie, Frito chili pie.
Oh.
Why are you people doing this to me? Redhead Sooner with his dad and Tishomingo. Thrilled to have Mindy in tonight. We are too. It's been fun.
It has been so fun.
0-2. Swing and a miss, but did she get a piece of it? Yes.
We
Just
have
to
a
stay alive.
special guest here.
Oh, Poppy's in the house. Jim Gatso is here. I'm in trouble. Yeah, how did you get it? That's impressive.
He's Sooner family.
That's right. No balls and 2 strikes. My guy. He watches me. 8-0 Sooners. We're in the 4th. Ball brings it home. Swing and a miss. And Jordy Ball is fired up as there's 1 away here in the 4th.
Go to your home, Ball.
It went home, no question about it. Jordy with her 5th strikeout of the game.
Stalking the pitcher's mound yet once again.
She has that little swag about her, and it's contagious. Here's Grace Lorson. Right-handed hitting first baseman, a strikeout victim her last time up. Here's the first pitch from Jordy Ball. Popped up. Behind home plate, Elam calls off everyone, makes the catch. Wow, 2 away.
Love to see Elam get assertive, make the catch, quickly throws it around.
That is not easy.
It is not.
I mean,
it's not
basically-
easy at first. It's not easy in the outfield when all you get, it
That's
feels
true.
like, is pop flies. But catcher, you have to rip off the mask quick.
Yep.
Turn around, get your bearings, call everyone off, and your glove's a little awkward for that.
Right. First pitch to Warwick is popped up behind home plate. Does Elam have a chance? She does, but it hits net. Boy, these are great. You guys are great tonight. Tim B from Lawton, Phil and Julie listening in from Des Moines. KJ watching live from the Panhandle. Donnie and Tess Bradley supporting from Hollywood, Kansas. Jim Cullens from the greatest city in the state of Oklahoma, Washington, Oklahoma. Jim and Donna listening in. Look at Wheelchair Mama's dog, Gracie. That's awesome.
What a pup.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
She had some heat on that one. That one
It was
zipped
down,
in.
messing around.
The thing I like about Jordy is they're up 8-0 right now.
Yeah,
but she is not letting off the gas. She is determined, I'm going to be as efficient, concise as possible. I'm going to get out of here so my team can hit.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Just like that. Inning over. That was the call of the game. Here you go.
She is awesome.
Grace Lyons leads things off for the Sooners here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Oklahoma in control, leading 8-zip with Nicole Mendez. I'm Chris Plank. Thanks for tuning in to Sooner Softball on the Sooner Radio Network and Sooner Sports TV, brought to you by Century Roofing, on guard for Oklahoma. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Grace Lyons. Almost got her. 2 balls and no. Kind of came inside. Lyons has an 18-game hitting streak. That is, dare I say, on the line here. A walk and a fielder's choice. Here's the 2-0, 0-3.
I thought that hit her.
I did too. I think you heard the same reactions from some fans that I did. They thought that they got her.
I was thinking about what makes Grace Lyons so special, not just as a hitter or a defender, and as somebody
who just took a 3-0 for a strike.
Hey, that 3-0 take. But as an athlete overall, as a person, she is one of those really rare people who gets walked, has such a joyful spirit and such a love and a want to do things the right way. And I think it's so rare today that you see that. She is loving her teammates, and I'll expand on this a little bit as the head coach comes out to talk to Copeland in the mound.
Shauna Stanton has made her way out to the circle. But go ahead. It's brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, Walden Cleaners, where the difference is quality. But just all around, she's the kind of teammate you want.
Well, Walden's Cleaner should sponsor Grace Lyons, because she's
dirty.
as quality gets. And, she's real dirty.
She dives all over the place. There's mud all over that jersey.
Oh, man.
But she's legit.
She is legit, and she just has that confidence and that expectation and such a high standard. And you don't see that a lot nowadays, and just the way she brings up others around her is just fantastic.
First pitch swinging again is Jana Johns, and she pops one a mile high into shallow left field. Racing out and actually making the play is Benson, and there's one away. Hey, here's Wade and Sharon Turney have checked in from Carnegie, Red Tornado Pete and Claremore. So many of you guys listening in tonight. But a good question from Rusty, who writes, when the girls are playing, as Nicole Kinsey Hansen comes to the play, when the girls are playing at Hall of Fame Stadium, do they stay in the area or do they travel back and forth from Norman? During the NCAA tournament or the World Series, they'll stay in Oklahoma City. But in this instance, Nicole, they'll just go back and forth because it's easier. Maybe they'll hit at a facility. There's not necessarily good hitting cages here. So they'll be able to hit from home and then just come here.
Yeah, typically during the World Series, we'll hit out a cage out here in Oklahoma City. But whenever it's a tournament like this, we hit at the field, back in Norman, get comfort, sleep in our own beds, get ready for the next day. Speaking of somebody who's looking ready,
Kinsey Hansen takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Had a pinch hit appearance in game 1. Holding the sac fly. She's ready. There's good news on the Kinsey Hansen front. We'll see if she catches tomorrow or Sunday as the 1-0 misses low ball 2. I can completely understand the outpouring of questions and concerns when she's not in the lineup for 4 straight games like she wasn't in Hawaii. Here's the 2-0, low for a ball 3-0. But I've often felt this way. If it's a long-term injury, Coach Gasso is going to let you know. And unfortunately, you've had to deal with that, but it gets out. And in this instance, this is not anything that's lingering. The 3-0 is in for a strike, 3-1. Let me rephrase that. Anything that's lingering that looks like it could cost more time down the road. Take care of it now, get some rest, and you're, pinch hitting here in back-to-back games tonight. Patty Gasso's got to be all smiles in that third base coach's box. The 3-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. I will say this much. Lindsey Elam's done a really nice job behind the plate tonight. Elam is 1 for 1 with a walk and a home run. And in what we've seen from the freshman, Sophia Nugent, there's some good depth there behind the plate. The 3-2, bounce towards short, could be 2 to second for, oh, they threw it away. Off to third is Grace Lyons as the throw to second went into right field. And I'm sure Kinsey looks a little bit in pain in the first baseline. The good news is Jada Coleman's going to pinch run here. She has, she's frustrated as she makes her way back to the dugout. She hustled down the first base line. And a pinch runner here, Jada Coleman, with runners at first and third. It's 8-zip Sooners in the bottom of the fourth inning. Alyssa Brito has had a day.
And the crowd seems to think so, too.
Couple of RBIs already. She's 1 for 1 with a double hit, 2 home runs in game 1, and takes the first pitch low for ball 1. I like this. John and Robin are watching from atop the Boston Mountains in Arkansas on a weekend getaway.
Wow.
How do you have cell service up there? I'm impressed, y'all. Here's the 1-0, nearly hit her.
Had to dance a little bit in that box.
2 balls and no strikes.
No jokes whenever it comes to the ankles.
Nope. Take a shot there, you're in trouble. Here's the 2-0 pitch. I'm a little bit ahead of myself. Now, Brito digs in. Here's the 2-0. Bounce back to the circle. They're going to get in a rundown between home and third. Lions playing a little pickle here. On her way to third safely is Jada Coleman. On to second is Brito. They throw it away again. Lions is still in the rundown. They're trying to send Jada back to second. Now they'll finally tag out Grace Lyons. Now wait, here's the confusion. Was the bag double occupied? Oh, there's all kinds of confusion right now. Jada Coleman is laughing because at that moment she didn't know, should I head back to second? And Alyssa Brito was already at second. Indiana has been an absolute disaster in the field. What are they doing? They're sending the runners. They're sending Coleman back to second. They're going to call obstruction? Everybody's safe. Yep, interference. She was standing in front of the bag, and she called, because I was like, I don't know what you're trying to call. And I'll tell you right now, Shonda Stanton is doing her best to get tossed from this game. She's hot. Not only is her team down 8-zip, but in an opportunity where they thought they might have got 2, they're not going to get any. Oh, the third base umpire just walked away from her. Oh.
This is a heated moment.
Oh, she's not done. Shonda Stanton's letting the home plate umpire have it as he walks back with her towards it. Did they toss her? Now he kind of puts his hand on her back and she goes back to the dugout. So the confusion was simply the third base umpire said she obstructed the bag. And that's why everybody is safe. They got together, the umpires got together to talk about it. Oh, what a moment. Now the pitching coach has popped out of the dugout and is yelling at the third. Listen, if there is one thing that I've learned, if you're an assistant coach and the umpire catches you popping off at him, you're gone. I mean, I remember in 17 or 18, they threw the Wichita State pitching coach out because she complained once. And the pitching coach for Indiana, Shanda Ball, came firing out of the dugout.
In a moment that was lighthearted and everybody was laughing, it turned intense quick.
Here's the first pitch to Elam with the bases loaded, and it's low for ball 1. And that goes back to drills that you guys work on all the time.
All the time.
Scramble drills.
How long, and what Grace Lyons was doing initially was just trying to stall.
1-0 pitch is low for ball, and the stall would be get Jada Coleman to third, get Elisa Brito to second.
And then she saw an opportunity. Hey, I might be able to get back to the bag. I might be able to score. Who knows? And so she's running into the third baseman.
2-0 pitches, high ball 3. And then her and Jada Coleman are pointing at each other.
Everyone's laughing, and then the umpire walks away.
And now the first baseman, Morsung, is going to come over and chat a bit with Copeland in the circle. Copeland has fallen behind here, 3 balls and no strikes. I will give Indiana credit for one thing. They can take what is a nice, brisk hour-and-a-half-minute game and turn it into a 2-hour and 30-minute game.
I can't fault them for calling timeout on
Sure,
this one, though.
I understand. They got to get their composure right
This
now.
you think you got 2 outs, and instead you have 1 out and bases loaded with Lindsey Elam, who's hit a tank this game.
Yeah.
And your pitcher is struggling.
Elam is 1 for 1, as we mentioned, with that home run. Her 30th career home run in the third. The 3-0 is ball 4. A bases-loaded walk makes it 9-0 Sooners. I don't even know how you score Alyssa Britos. I would assume it would be a fielder's choice. Scene will step to the plate here to pinch hit in Riley Boone's spot. The first pitch to Green it bounces off the plate for ball 1. 41 2/3 of an inning already this season for Macy Montgomery. 3.53 ERA. She is overall 5-2 with 1 save. The 1-0 to Grace Green is launched down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's foul.
These angles up here in this press boxes, they're getting to me a little bit. I thought that was on the line for sure. But Grace Green is one of those hitters who came in as a freshman, was an All-American, got hurt, and has really been working hard to get back in that lineup. But she is such a good bat. So consistent.
1-1 is low and in, ball 2.
So clutch. So if there's ever a time for her to come through, it'd be with bases loaded.
She hit a tank against Mississippi State earlier this year out in California. The 2-1 pitch is a little out, but they get the call on that outside corner. Wow.
That was
Very delayed call.
very generous, too, from that home plate umpire.
By the way, big shout out to her dad, Daniel Green, who competed in his final rodeo last week. The 2-2 is a hot shot to second. They're going to go to second for 1. Green beats the throw at first. That is the second laser this inning off the bat of a Sooner towards second base. This one scores a run to make it 10-zip, and oh my.
That second baseman was just, she knows where the pitches are going. She knows where the hitters. She's already up the middle right now, but she was very close to that second base bag. She was far up the middle. She's playing normal. That is straight out to center field. Scores 2.
Yep.
Easy.
Easy. And by the way, I mentioned, I hope Daniel's career isn't over. They just made it seem like it was his last ride last week in Lazy E Arena. We were sad. We were in Hawaii and couldn't watch it. Riley Boone will re-enter to run. Here's Taylon Snow. First pitch swinging. Base hit into center field. It'll score Brito. It's 11-0 Sooners. And here comes Jocelyn Allo.
Again, not a sight that you want to see whenever, there's 2 outs, but you have runners on and you know what kind of hitter she is. If it's not out of the yard, it's going to be hit hard somewhere. And if it's not that, she's probably getting walked.
Jocelyn Allo steps to the plate. With the runners at first and second, the pitch is in for a strike.
And it's tough. You have a base open. Say she does get walked. Tiara Jennings right behind her.
Yep.
Freshman of the year.
1 pitch, misses, 1 ball, 1 strike.
She is really going up and in, really tight on that inside half to Jossie.
1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch in the dirt before it gets home.
Oh, the classic Jossie stretch.
Yes. Did it just happen?
Ankles and everything just happen. Good things happen whenever she stretches.
The 2-1, ball 3.
Man, what a hitter she is.
What do you think? I think she's going to get a hold of one here.
Yeah.
Some people get mad at me when I try to predict things. I saw the stretch. She saw the 2-1 pitch. Here's the 3-1. Whoa, she thought it was ball 4. Dropped the bat and started walking to first base. And they cold strike 2.
Fans aren't happy. Jossie's not happy. But hey, Montgomery on the mound, she seems pretty good about it.
She's in a good spot with it right now, even though it's 11-zip Sooners. The 3-2 fouled straight back. Ooh. Jossie had a cut. That thing rolls all the way up the netting and back down.
The one thing that I love about having played with Jocelyn is, and lived with her, I've seen her in the morning, I've seen her crazy hair, and I know her body language. And right now her body language says, I'm ready to compete right now. I'm ready to get this.
3-2, hard hit ball foul. Shala Houghton checked in, listening from Denver, Colorado. Straight down Lindsay. Brooke Venable. Which, it's funny, we were watching Brooke Vestal pitch, and we got a tweet from Brooke Venable. So I was like, oh, let's go. Loving the duo. I love this duo.
Let's go.
3-2 pitch again. Ball 4. Yes. That was close on the inside corner.
I think she might have thought it was strike 3. She turned around to face the dugout for a long second.
Yeah.
And Indiana's fans are not happy.
Nor is their coach, Shonda Stanton, who is standing between the home plate umpire and the dugout. There's a couple of Indiana fans that are in the front row. If Shonda Stanton, she's out of the dugout, if she goes to the circle, that's it for Montgomery. This is her second trip this inning, right? Or has she just been out arguing nonstop that I've got things run together? Now, here we go. We're going to have another trip to the circle. Finally over. Tiare Jennings with a bases loaded. It's 11-0 Sooners, and the first pitch is low and in for ball 1.
I'm going to petition a hashtag #AskPlank.
Can I tell you something? I do appreciate, by the way, this approach from Shonda Stanton. She's showing some fight for this Indiana team, even though they're down 11-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a little bit out, ball 2. Jennings on the day, I have her as 0 for 2 with a walk, and she was forced out at second base. Has scored a run. Season average at 377. Bats here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. The 2-0 pitch is in for a strike, 2-1. Owls at first, Snow at second, and Boone at third. Sorry about that.
Chris, never apologize.
I'm here to listen to you tonight. The 2-1 foul tip. Probably not an accurate description. She had a pretty strong swing at that, fouled it away with some ferocity. The fans have stayed around. And
is that Mackenzie Donahue in the on-deck circle?
It is. Lou has moved into on deck. The 2-2. Line down the left field line. It'll hit right off the wall. Boone scores easily. Another runner scores. It's Taylor Snow. And it's 13-0 Sooners on a 2-run double by Tiare Jennings. Wow.
That was filthy. Talk about a hard hit. That ball hit off the wall. Came back so fast. I looked over, and Jocelyn Allo wasn't even second base yet.
That one expands back close to 19 or 20 games. But here's Lou, with the runners at second and third and 2 outs, 13-zip Sooners. First pitch, swinging line drive center field, base hit. Jossie scores. Here comes Jennings. She'll score without a throw. It's a 2-run single from Lou Donahue, right back from where it came.
How about this? 7 hits on the night, 15 runs. We're just in the bottom of the fourth.
Okay, so let's give you an idea. This team had 6 runs on 3 hits in the first. And so they've added 9 more runs on 4 hits over the last 2 innings.
Chris Plank, your job is too fun.
Math. 2-2 are the first pitch to number 20, Jana Johns, is low for ball 1.
That's a lot of 2s.
A lot of 2s. Well, again, that last look is the scoreboard. And that's the first thing I saw was a 2. So Donahue aboard at first. The 1-0 pitch Misses Loanen, 2-0.
But like you said, you do have to admire the fight in Indiana right now. It's tough. You're getting beat 15-0 in the fourth inning.
Right.
You still got to compete.
Yeah.
You got to respect it.
Well, and choose my words wisely. I respect this a lot more than I do walking someone when you're down 8-0 intentionally. Like, you're
Absolutely.
out fighting and scratching and clawing. You're not intentionally walking someone when it's 8-zip. The 3-0 falls in. 3-1.
Again, with perspective, I thought last year's team was one of the best teams.
Well, you were on it.
Well, obviously. I'm a little biased, but this year's team is unreal.
The 3-1 pitch is fouled straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Last year, Coach Gasser talked a lot about whenever she first started out and what her schedule looked like her first year as a coach and how she got scheduled for Arizona back whenever they were dominant.
Yep. 3-2 pitch, ball 4.
Jenna Johns walking to first. But she credits those games and how they got beat badly. And she credits it by saying, it made us better. It made us better. And so I think as tough as this game is right now, it's going to make Indiana better.
I agree.
I think the practices that Oklahoma softball has whenever you're competing, and maybe you're getting completely overrun, but it makes you better and it sharpens you.
Here's Jada Coleman with runners at first and second. Coleman called for a time, didn't get it. Strike 1. And Jada started to walk out of the batter's box. Jada Coleman on the night. Well, she takes the 0-1 pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One thing I love about Jada Coleman is...
just 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Chris Plank, come on now.
I got to be on top of my game. There's a grounder to second. This should do it for the inning. Shovel for second, cuts down Jana Johns. Hold that thought, Nicole Mendez. We'll pick it up in the top of the 5th inning. The Sooners put a crooked number up in the 4th. 7 runs in the 4th to the 5th. Oklahoma leads it 15-0 over Indiana. The question is, do I like any specific baked goods? As Sarah Stone digs in to lead things off here in a 15-0 5th inning Sooner lead, swinging a miss, strike 1. The answer is yes, and the exact baked goods is all of them. Stone on the game is 0 for 1.
Well, that really narrows it down.
Narrows it down, right? I don't discriminate. Brownies, cupcakes, pies, cakes,
Ice cream?
muffins, muffin tops, ice creams. Here's the 0-1. Little Owen in, 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, there could be a milkshake stop on the drive home tonight. I mean, I don't know. Kids are in bed, though. That'd kind of be unfair.
I think I'll definitely have that pickleman stop, though.
My kids, as the 1-1 pitch from Jordy Ball is headed home, a little up, my kids will find like a thrown away shake cup in the trash can. I'll end up in trouble. Riley Boone back in right field, and center field is Jada Coleman. Out left is Alyssa Brito. Lindsey Elam still rolling behind the plate. Same starting infield for the Sooners. 2-1 pitch is lifted pretty deep to left center field, and it's gone. A home run by Sarah Stone makes it 15-1, and Indiana's all kinds of fired up coming out of the Hoosier dugout. So we go back to our stat we brought up. The Sooners tonight with 4 home runs have hit 52 home runs this season. That's just the 4th an opponent has hit. Here's Aaliyah Andrews. And, gosh, I don't even know off the top of my head the last time an opponent hit a home run off the Sooners. It didn't come in Hawaii. Here's the first pitch to Andrews. That's on the inside corner for a strike. People feverishly trying to fact check me here. Wasn't against it was Tennessee. It was a Tennessee game. February 26th, the last time the Sooners gave up a home run.
Pretty impressive.
Not bad.
Not bad indeed.
Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss, way out front.
Ooh, fooled her big time. She was way out in front.
In fact, that home run came for Tennessee in the 5th inning. So they haven't given up a home run since the 5th inning of the Tennessee game. Here's the 0-2 to Andrews. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
One thing about how great Oklahoma hitting is, can also be tough on a pitcher. The innings last so long, and they're just hitting, and they're hitting, and they're hitting, and so you go out, and they're like, oh, there's 2 outs. Time to get warm.
Yep.
And then they hit, and they hit, and they hit.
1-2 pitch is fouled off. Souvenir for me up here in the upper deck. Let's go.
Slammed. But Jordy Ball has to be on point. She has to be ready to get back into the groove and the swing of things.
It's a really good point. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 15-1 Sooners.
Not a bad score.
The pitch up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This would be the most runs that the Sooners have scored since the February 18th game against McNeese State when they put 15 on the board. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Jordy Ball. Foul tipped off the foot of Aaliyah Andrews.
Great spot, low and in. 2-2 pitch. That's a hard one to get a solid hit off of. If you tip it, typically does what batter just did. Fouled it right off into her foot.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball's ready. She rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Jordy Ball gets the strikeout after giving up the home run. There's 1 away here in the 5th.
I'm loving how she's mixing in this changeup.
7th strikeout. She's pretty filthy. And mean that in the nicest, kindest way possible. There's Kinsey Mitchell.
It's all the kindness in my heart. You're a dirty dog.
It is fun to watch. Here's the pitch to Mitchell. A little slap foul. Strikeout victim in the 2nd. Matt's here in the 5th with nobody on and 1 out.
I wonder how many of these fans here wanted to go to a game at Marita Hines. Don't know if they'll be able to. The chance to see Jordy Ball and the Oklahoma Sooners in person, it's almost hard.
Listen, you're talking to someone who promised his mom tickets to Bedlam and is still trying to figure out how to get her in 2 days. I mean,
That's
it's
a
not
big
happening.
promise.
I know, right? We'd be sneaking her in the back gate. Here's the, I'm kidding, security. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's low. So here's Indiana's schedule. They get a little bit of a chance to sleep in tomorrow. They play at 2:30 against Sam Houston State. And then tomorrow afternoon at 5, they play a non-conference game against Iowa. For wrapping up on Sunday against San Diego. The 1-1 is up high 2-1. This is, to be honest with you, an event that I think you'll see continue to grow. I don't know if it will maybe reach Mary Nutter or St. Pete Clearwater status, but to be able to host a tournament like this is a big deal. And you hope you're able to get more teams to consistently come. Here's the 2-1 outside to 3-1. And again, when I say better teams, it's not a knock on Iowa or Indiana or Sam Houston State or Houston, but I mean, could you imagine a Hall of Fame Classic where it's, and even if you're thinking about the future for Oklahoma in another conference, right? It's Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, maybe a UCLA comes here, or an Oregon, or even thinking about what Virginia Tech and Duke can become in the ACC. This can be a nice little early season tourney. Northwestern from Big Ten country. Boy, they're off to a great start.
Michelle Gascoigne, hey.
She's doing great. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Jordy Ball. Pop foul. Whatever needed to be said to get a strike, Lindsey Elam said it. Foul tip.
She has such a good feel for her pitchers. She has honed that skill throughout the years. I saw her come in as a freshman and just really grow as a catcher, but I think her greatest strength is knowing when to talk to her pitchers, when to get them in that right moment.
3-ball, 2-strike pitch from Ball. Here it comes. Bounced foul at the plate. And everyone is different, right? There's some people that they need you to, when they're down, be their hype person. There's other people when they need them to be your technique coach. I mean, it's not an easy job.
She's talked about that before. Giselle Juarez, go up to her, hey, let's go.
Maybe with other people, it's and that's
Shannon,
yeah.
let's make a joke.
That's still the case today. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 away. Another strikeout for Jordy Ball. Have a night, Jordy. Strikeout number 8. And Brooke Benson, the last hope. Well, we'll see a pinch hitter here. Looks like Indiana will go to the bench. 21. Usually pretty good with this. I got to beat Taylor Maples. Juvia Davis, yes. Hold on.
I beat Chris
You
Plank.
beat me to it. I usually have it all written down.
I'm adding that to my tombstone.
I went all digital tonight
My
outside.
accolades.
It's all Pat's fault. Here's the first pitch to Juvia Davis, and it's in for a strike.
I'm putting that on my resume, Chris Plank.
Montgomery, Illinois, from Oswego East High School. She went 1 for 1 in the game earlier against Houston. 2 for 3 game on March 5th against Valparaiso. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And
That was a big swing.
Juvia Davis didn't cheat herself, but looks a little overmatched here.
Especially whenever you're 15-1 on the score, you have to know what kind of swings you're going for. You're not trying to tie it up with a home run.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Win column Sooners. Game over. The 9th strikeout of the game seals it as Oklahoma improves to 22-0 on the season, and 18 of those wins in run rule fashion. Have a day, Sooners softball. Final score from Oklahoma City. Sooners win at 15-1. Bud Light post-game show is next. This is Sooners softball from Learfield.